a nice little swallow. Got a nice little tree swallow enjoying the view of the tulips. And there's the mating pair. There's one right there too. Let's take a look at the new tulips that I tested this year. So I'm going to say station 1 is Snow White. This tulip is Snow White. It is about 12 inches tall. It's a little shorter than some of the other ones I've got. This one's Snow White. Has not bloomed. And this pretty tulip is called Purple Rain. It's very beautiful. This is in station number 2 of the French garden. Station number 2, Purple Rain. It's quite lovely when it's closed. I'll have to try to get out here and videotape when they're closed as well. Nice yellow and white throat on it. It's about 12 inches tall. Purple Rain, station 2. This one is called Shiun, white with some purple or burgundy. It looks purple on this tag, but in person it looks burgundy. This is another Triumph tulip. Triumph tulips do really well. Zone 4, they come back every year. They do really well with our winters here. Just kind of get a better look at these. They're really beautiful. This again is Shiun. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, feel free to leave me a comment below. Shiun. Really like it. This is station 4. These are flaming flags, and the nice thing about the flaming flag is you get the variegated foliage. So there's little white on the edge of the leaves. I have some more flaming flags. One's trying to come on, but it's not quite ready. Maybe tomorrow it'll pop open. Again, this is flaming flag. This is station 5. This one is called Alaskan Aurora, and it's white with purple versus the flaming flag, which was white with red on it. But it's very close in color. It's very nice. Again, this is a Triumph variety of tulips, I believe. I'll try to look these things up and so I can tell you the type of tulip that each of them are. It's pretty good size. It's almost 12 inches. This next one is station 6. It's called Mon Tacoma. Any of you from Washington State in the US would know why they call it that. It's white, like the tips of the mountain is my guess. And it's a nice double tulip. I don't have a lot of double tulips. It's really quite lovely. Station 7 is a tulip called Flyer. It looks like, from looking at the tips of them, it looks like a tulip. I'm looking at the tips, it looks like a lily style tulip, and it looks like it's going to be pink or red. It's not open quite yet, probably tomorrow. Take a closer look. Again, station 7 is Flyer. Station 8 is Salmon Prince, and you could see the different hues of pink and orange, and it's really beautiful. Looks like another looks like another Triumph tulip. Again, I really like the Triumph tulips. They just do so well in my zone. They come back every year. If you're local to the Twin Cities metro area, Minnesota area, I got most of these tulips at Gerton's, and you could buy individual ones and kind of go through and pick. They have hundreds of varieties, so just note to self for fall, if you're looking for some new varieties, most of them I got at Gerton's in Inver Grove Heights. Station 9 is a tulip called Match, and all I can say is wow. This is a yellow and red combination, but it looks a little bit different. I don't think this is a Triumph type of tulip. Not quite sure. The petals look a little different. Just absolutely gorgeous. Again, this one is called Match. This one's a little shorter. This one's only about 8 inches tall. This is station number 10. It's called Foxtrot. And it's really beautiful. Again, it's like a double. This is only about 8 inches tall. It's much shorter. I'll show you a contrast in a minute. This has got a white petal with this little pink staining on the outside and a lemony color on the inside. I'm trying to get downhill from my shadow a little bit here so you get the full color of what these look like. They look really good. Let's see as I look up the hill how beautiful it looks. And this little daffodil next to it, I think this is Mount Everest. Very cute little white daffodil. I had a bunch of daffodils left over from last year, and I simply just stuck them in the ground kind of along this path here. That kept the whites together. So there's a bunch of them. Only a couple of them have flowered so far. Station 11 is Antoinette. And she is magnificent. This is well over 12 inches. It's probably 14 inches tall. This is Antoinette. You can see the outside petal is like yellow with the highlighting on the petal on the edges to be red and yellow there mainly, but there is some like this, every other. So this is red and this is yellow. See how that goes? It's interesting. Again, this is Antoinette. Very cool. Just so you can see the contrast, this is that match in slot number 9 or station number 9 on the French garden, and that Antoinette is there, right? Get my finger in there, right there. You can see just how much taller it is. It's twice as tall. Beautiful. Now we're coming to what I think is my favorite. This one is in station number 12, I think. Yeah. So this is station number 12, and this is an orange Vanic, or Vanic. And it looks salmony as well, and the color is absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. Zoom in a little bit so you can see inside. Just looks so beautiful. It'd be great in a bouquet. Station 13 is Orange Emperor. And it's just a little bit more of yellows and orange together. And this was a pretty stately tulip as well. It's an emperor style tulip, right? So it's very tall, thus the name Emperor. And here is the other color orange, so you can see both of them in the same frame. And the way the tulip opens up is just a little bit different. It's kind of amazing. It's really quite beautiful. See, that is the Orange Emperor in the foreground, and the background has the orange Vanic, and there's other tulips going down. It's just amazing. So station number 14 is just a daffodil, and just says Narcissus, which is generic. This is supposed to be tete-a-tete. It is not tete-a-tete. You can see that's not tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete should be very, very tiny. I don't know what this is, what I got, but it's not tete-a-tete. It's like an orange or salmon colored one. So this is a blank station. Station 14 is blank. Sometimes I've had situations where it might take 2 years if the bulbs were really tiny for them to come back. So I'll just keep this video as a reminder. Station 14 may be in need of a replant and finding something else to go here. Got a farmer out plowing, of course. Station 15 is Helena. All talking about like mountain ranges. I think that's, unless it's somebody's name. Alright, so I got interrupted by the farmer. So this is station 15, it's Helena. It's a good 12 inches too, maybe 10. So this variety is between 10 and 12 inches tall, and it's just quite lovely. Sorry about the tractor noise in the background. He's got to get his crops in too. So this one is just a jumbo red, and you can see how it's bunched like this because these are red tulips that I had in mass planted in containers, and I simply broke the bulbs down into little pieces after they dried out, and I replanted them. So they're in mass right now, and next year they should bloom just beautifully. So you just have to wait a year, but it's kind of nice to save some money. Again, jumbo red. This is station number 17, which is supposed to be a tulip that looks like this called Kissable, and instead it's a tulip that looks like that. Clearly does not look like the photo. Don't know what happened there, or it hybridized to be something different, but it's not this tulip. So it is interesting. It's got white petals or beige or cream colored petals. It has cream colored petals with a little bit of red tinge on the edge. Station 18 is Carnival de Nice or de Nice, and it has not bloomed yet, but it's a variegated variety. You can see with the foliage. Cardinal de Nico or de Nice, I can't remember. My handwriting's horrible. Station 19 is the ice cream tulip, and it finally has gotten big enough. And it's finally open, so you can kind of see what it looks like, an ice cream cone. In 2021, I don't know where we're at, I'll have to put it in there. This is Hakuun, and I really like it. It looks like a jumbo white. It really looks white. Sometimes when they say white, they look a little creamy colored, but this one truly looks white. And if you look inside, it looks pretty white inside too. The stamens are yellow, but other than that, it's kind of nice. So I want to compare this Haku I want to compare the Haku to the Purissima. So the Purissima is right next to it, and you can see the Haku is pretty white on the inside, right? And when you look at this Purissima, it opens up. It's got much more of a yellow throat in there. So that's pretty interesting. And these ones bloom a lot earlier, the Purissima. These are in mass as well because these are also tulips that I pulled out of containers that I had on my deck last year. And I broke down the little bulblets and I planted them in mass. So it worked really nice. So you can do that and save some money and then plant them elsewhere in your yard. These ones are earlier tulips as well. These are Mystic Vinex. I think I've got some more of these in my yard somewhere. But yeah, they look really nice. And it's a contrast to a Vanic. Mystic Vanic and Vanic, they're a little bit different colors of salmon or pink. They're about done blooming. They still were really nice. So here are some more flaming flags. Again, these were ones that I repurposed from my container garden last year. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. Nice purpley contrast. If you put solid purple jumbos with them, they'd probably look really good. These are a little shorter in stature. These are only about 10 inches tall. Maybe, yeah, 10 inches is about it. But they're still very nice. And so in this mass planting here, same thing. I repurposed them for my container garden. These are Vinex versus Mystic Vinex. So these are definitely a different, a darker color of peach, salmon, red, pink, whatever you want to call it. They're a little bit darker colored. So Mystic, I think, is the fact that it's got a little bit of a foggy or a misty appearance to it versus this one. I don't think I can get the full shot to show both of them in the same frame. But they're really lovely. Looks like I actually had a species tulip in here. This one's only about 3 inches to the ground, so I thought that was interesting. It must have been mixed in, contaminated when I pulled the bulbs. I think these are Mystic Vinex as well, and that there's your contrast. The lighter pink to the darker pink. You can kind of see your salmon. So I must have lost my tag, or the bag got mixed up. So interestingly enough, so yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is the Mystic Vanic or Vanic. This video is helpful. Give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our other great videos. If you enjoy garden tours, check this playlist next. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.